Hi guys. Um, Hi, I'm Romania. I hope you guys are doing well. And this is my topic for positive psychology, which is research approaches to study positive psychology. So let's move forward. Um, First of all, I'll start with the introduction. Not exactly, but what is positive psychology? Positive psychology is the study of good life or positive aspects of human experiences that makes life worth living. It focuses both on individual and societal well-being. So it began with Martin Seligman, who chose to focus on mental illness in a positive way through psychology. So basically, positive psychology is necessary for human functioning um, as it concentrates on multiple levels, which includes biological, personal, relational, and institutional, cultural, and global dimensions of life. So it's very necessary to make your life worth living uh, positively. So it's necessary to have positive perspectives in all levels, in multiple levels that a normal human being goes through. And so, positive psychology has also placed a significant emphasis on fostering positive self esteem and self image through positive psychologists. Though positive psychologists with a less humanist bent are less likely to focus as intently on the matter. Okay, so basically when you are positive in life, it automatically affects your self-esteem and self-image. I'm not asking to be positive all the time. It depends on as I told before that it depends that you should have a positive perspective towards the multiple levels of life. So when you have normal perspectives towards life, it automatically reflects on your self-esteem and self-image, which allows the personality to grow, which allows the person to grow in their life, and which will actually make a positive effect on being well-being, and also it it I'm so sorry, and also it reflects on their life as well, which makes a positive life. Yeah. So we have different psychologists, humanist psychologists like Abraham Maslow, Carl Rogers, and who have developed theories and practices. So I'll just brief you through different types of models. One is given by Diner, who is the tripartite model of subjective well-being, um, which was given in 1984. It concentrated on three factors, which is cognitive, affective, and contextual factors, which contribute to the subjective well-being. um, Mostly it focused on the components which are frequent positive effect, infrequent negative effect, and cognitive evaluations, which concentrated on the life satisfaction. Next is Carl Riff's six factor model of psychological well being, which was given in 1989, which concentrated on six factors, which is self acceptance, personal growth, purpose in life, environmental mastery, autonomy, and positive relationships with others. Okay, so positive psychology has been around for 2 decades, and the components of this field have been presented on a religious basis and also on a philosophical basis for thousands of years. Normal psychology is what I'm talking about. So, to have the topics under the umbrella of positive psychology, it made its space, and there are so many topics now which are taken into consideration into the positive psychology. The field of psychology is now also included under the umbrella of positive psychology. Certain theories and methods that I would like you to know, which is first one is initial theory, which is given by Martin Seligman in 2002, which concentrated on three kinds of happy life, which is pleasant life, good life, and meaningful life. um, I will not explain these because ma'am had already given a TED talk about it, and it's beautifully explained by Martin Seligman, who has given such amazing examples. So you can just go through this to know more about it. Yeah, this is PERMA. PERMA is also purposed on happy life, on three kinds of life. Meaningful, basically, it's concentrated more on the meaningful life. So PERMA basically is the acronym is positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning meaning and purpose, and accomplishments. So these are the five elements that Martin Seligman concentrated for the well-being theory. Yeah. Next is these are this is all the extended information about PERMA, which you can go through how it concentrates on community based levels, on work based levels, and how maintaining relationships and also having positive effects, positive um, emotions and relationships with others do matter a lot in every level. The last one is flow. Flow, um, as Martin Seligman has given us that, given two aspects. One is pleasure and another is flow. It's very important to have pleasure in life. With whatever you're doing, it should you should feel what what you actually do. I hope I'm being uh, clear with what I'm telling, with what I want to explain. So it's very important to have the pleasure of the events that occur. So basically, the events that occur in our life should give you some feeling, be it should give you some emotion to it, so that you can realize if it was pleasurable or not. Flow is is just going, they say just go with the flow, is they just say, it doesn't allow you to feel, you're just going with it, so you lose self-awareness, a feeling of being perfectly challenged. It's like you're neither bored or not overwhelmed, so it's just, it basically says time is flying. So that is known as flow. And these are certain studies and researches which I have made sure to, to like what exactly they have done with positive psychology. So these are all the small researchers which have been perspectives of different researchers and psychologists which have been given. And last is approaches to study positive psychology. Positive psychology have certain principles and exercises which can be applied in different settings, which includes therapy, uh, s- uh, which includes in therapy, in classroom, in workplace, and in your home. So to develop positive psychology in all of these settings is very necessary. For example, why in therapy is when when a person when a person comes to you, it's very necessary for you to give them a different perspective, not different perspective, but um, allowing them to concentrate on their talent and enrich the living of life. So that's how it's these principles and exercises are included in therapy. And in the classroom it's very necessary because students are actually the future of the entire world, so it's very necessary for the students to know what exactly how to live a meaningful life, how to share a good life, how to have a positive relationships, how to control your emotions. It is very necessary for them to have a practice of it. And workplace is a diverse place where you meet a lot of people with different cultures, different trades, different styles, different different creativities, introvert, extrovert. So it's very necessary for us to maintain uh, maintain an emotion towards maintain your emotions, so that you go back to the same workplace, or what you feel about the workplace, so that you have a perspective about your workplace. And even in your home, it's not necessary to you it's actually very necessary to know our environment, of how we are living, with what kind of people we are living, what is exactly that we feel about how a person tells whatever the opposite person tells to us. So there are certain things that you can't express or can't tell, but you can actually jot it down, so that uh, you will not end up having fights or something. Yeah. So you'll have a positive these will all enroll us to have a well-being, a positive well-being, which will allow us to have a good life. So some practices are to keep a gratitude journal. So gratitude journal is nothing but a method of identifying and reflecting on all the good things in their lives, and all the things that they have been grateful for. Interventions often involve prompting people to write down three things they are grateful for each day, with the only stipulation being that they need to be different each day. So, I hope this is clear, and this is very simple, but we often do not end up doing it. We often just uh, we neglect it about all the good things. We are always concentrating on the negative aspects of our life. So it's very important to have to be grateful to the god, that for whatever we have. So it's we we forget it, so it'll be very nice if we actually write it down in a journal, and you know which makes us actually which allows us to um I am losing words, I'm sorry, which will allow us to have a positive perspective towards whatever we are feeling negative about. Okay. Making a gratitude visit. So, in the TED Talk, Martin Seligman also spoke about a gratitude visit. He told that we are supposed to we are supposed to close our eyes first, and then uh, whoever think about the person who has actually made you realize that you got to change the perspective towards your life, and you've got to have the a change which is necessary, and which is the person has helped you um, bring a change in your life, and the person is supposed to be alive. And after that, you are supposed to write a 300 words letter to him, and go in front of that person, call them first obviously, and then ask them if they're home, and not tell them why you've gone there, and why do you want to visit them, and then you go there, and you read it out in front of them. So that's a great idea. Why not? It's very important to have a positive. I'm using a lot of positive. I'm sorry, but it'll allow you to communicate your emotions to each other. It'll allow you to know how important he or she is in your life. What kind of role they play in your life. It really allows you and allows the other person to have a common the strengthening of relationship. So it actually strengthens relationship. Yeah, that's a gratitude visit. And well-being therapy, and it focuses basically well-being therapy is focus on building personal strengths instead of weakness. It focuses on positive and alleviating the negative in the client's life. And it was founded by Carol Riff's model of well-being, which recognizes six factor of well-being, which I had already mentioned about. And yeah, it the most significant difference is uh, many other forms of coaching and counseling, and one based is in positive psychology is a focus on strengths instead of weaknesses. It will allow you only to focus on your strengths, not on your weaknesses. Thank you guys, and I hope all of you are doing well, and I'm really sorry that I have to record it this way and then send it to you, then screen recording, because because of the electricity issues, these things are happening. So I hope you guys are safe. Bye.